Hello, traders. It is Friday, February 21st. It is Expiration Friday, my favorite day of the month. Let's see what the market's doing. We got the market pulling back a little bit. You can see this very, very tight compression. Tiny little bodies, otherwise known as dojis, during the course of the day. Market was gapping higher, flatline, gap higher, flatline. But in the last week, haven't been able to make any progress at all. And now, yesterday, you can see this long tail under body. That was a pretty hard day of selling early. Today we're getting follow through and we're actually down to the low from the prior day, which is not a very bullish sign. So I'm going to put up the 5-minute chart. We'll take a closer look. You can see long red candles, 3 of them in a row, down below the prior day's low. That's pretty bearish. We got a little bit of a bounce in here. You can see how there was support here. Try to take out that low a couple of times. Bullish hammers. We did get long some calls in here, but all told, I did buy some puts right in here. Sometimes when you see these long red candles like this, you got to buy stupid, as I call it. In this case, I was buying puts and look for that instant follow through. When I did not see it in about 15 or 20 minutes, I knew I had to exit the trade. I took about a 25-cent loss on those. And then I also tried to get long, and I stopped out of that trade for a nickel loss. But then eventually on this move right here, I did get long. We had that nice 10P cross, and we have multiple attempts at support right in here. So I did get long. I think I'm still down a nickel on puts that I bought for about $3. So pretty flat on the SPY today. I am looking for a possible afternoon move, and it looks like we're kind of getting it right here. You can see this gradual drift lower, and we could take out this low. This looks like it's going to be a bearish trend day. By the way, you know from my videos, I've been saying market has a tendency to sell off into the weekend. The bid is pretty passive. Asset managers are not aggressively buying stocks. And what does that do? It leads traders to want to take some profits into the weekend, reduce risk, see how the coronavirus is impacting economic activity, see if there's any news over the weekend. Monday and Tuesday, when they come back in, they're able to digest all the news over the weekend, and then the bid has strengthened Monday and Tuesday, and we've seen a nice little rally back. I don't know that that pattern is going to repeat itself. You can see this giant drop that we had yesterday. That was a beautiful trade. We caught every nickel of that move. Got short right up in here before this red bar, rode it all the way down, got out right in here. Awesome. So today, I think that the market is going to challenge this low. We've still got about 2.5 hours of trading left. We're about 4 hours in right now. So I think that we'll probably test it once or twice, and then we'll poke down below it. And 333 has been a support level, so we're right at that 333 level. If we break below it, where are we going to go? Let's take a look and see if we've got some visible means of support here. 330 would be the next support level, and then 327.50 after that. So I think that we're going to see a little bit of weakness. Right now, the market is priced for perfection at a forward PE of 18. Stocks are pricing in great news. This coronavirus has been completely discounted. It's a speed bump. Yes, it's going to run its course, but it's going to have a pretty dramatic impact. You can imagine that if 2/3 of the United States were shut down during the month of December, what that would do to retailers and to retail sales. It would be devastating. That's exactly what happened in China. The coronavirus could not have hit at a worse time. It came right during the Chinese Lunar New Year, so it's going to have a pretty dramatic impact. Will the market rebound? Yes, it will. Does that mean that we want to be aggressive buyers up in here at the all-time high? Heck no. Let's wait for it to come in and see how far it can drop. I did advise everybody to not enter this week's bullish put spreads yesterday. We got in, we took our losses. That's okay. We've had 5 months of excellent returns on that strategy. So let's take a little pause. Let's see what the market does in here. I think we're going to get a little bit of a pullback, and we're going to see some of this bullish sentiment come out of the market as bullish speculators get flushed out. And we're going to need to see 2 or 3 days of steady selling to do that, and then we could drop down to this 320 level. Yes, I would be a buyer at that level. We can put up the major moving averages, but nothing really comes into play for quite a while. You can see the 100-day is way down around 316, and the 50-day moving average is up around that 328 level. So 327.50, that is another support level that I'm looking at right now. I would say err on the side of caution. We've had a great run. We still have some bullish put spreads. Many of them will be expiring today. They're in great shape. They're out of the money. Only a few hours left. We've got some that expire next week on February 28th. Great. Those are also in nice shape. We bought some VXX to give ourselves some added protection as long as those stocks stay above the technical support levels. Everything's going to be fine. Every day that ticks by, those spreads are going to be better and better for us. And I have been long VXX since the video yesterday. I held overnight. That position's doing really well. So we'll take a quick look at VXX right now. I'm going to put this SPY chart back up in the background, and we can expect this support level to hold a little bit. I think we're going to see a little bounce, and then anyone buying on the low of the day is going to get flushed out, and then we should see that nice little drop to a new low. I'd ideally like to see this 1OP indicator rally up, crest, and when I get that cross on a little bounce in here, that's when I would feel that we've got a chance to see some selling into the close. So that's what I'm looking at. I think that this downward sloping trend line for the day right here is going to hold. Let's put an alert right there. This is an alert line so that if it's breached, I'm going to know about it. There's going to be a pop-up alert. I believe that this downward sloping trend line stays intact. So let's take a look at some stocks, see what we've got. I'm going to put up one of my favorite searches right away. Obviously, I'm a little bearish today, so I want to go right to this search. It is Expiration Friday. This is when I like to look for option lottery plays in the last half hour of trading. I need to have a nice market tailwind. Does that mean that the market has to be rallying? No, the market could be selling off as it is today, and that will also work out fine. I just need to find stocks that have relative weakness today, and I need to have that market steady decline, and then I'll be buying at the money puts that have less than a half an hour till expiration, looking for some selling right into the closing bell. So I would need to see a new low for the day on the market to even want to attempt this strategy. So as I go through this list, you can see that these stocks have downward momentum on a 5-minute basis. They also have excellent option liquidity. So very, very easy search for me to run. If I wanted to add a couple of other criteria, I could say stock below prior day's low. These same stocks are pretty much going to come up. I could actually put heavy volume in here. Let's go with heavy volume today. We'll mark that. List pretty much stays the same. So you can see a lot of the same names, but I'm going to take that last criteria off because I'm more interested in momentum right now than I am heavy volume. And there's one list in particular that's a little problematic. This guy right at the top and this guy right in here. So I'm going to move this a little bit off screen so that we can take a look, and we're going to take these buy and sell signals off. That is not a good pattern right here. That is a crowning pattern, and you can see how the market is starting, or how Apple is starting to roll over, and it's challenging this horizontal support level around the 314 level. That is not a good sign. So we can zoom in on that and take a look at a 5-minute chart. Took out the low here. Relative weakness. How do we know there's relative weakness? Let's put up that 1 OSI indicator. This is another search that we look for. Look at that, relative weakness. I bet if I put a sell signal up in there, oh yeah, sell signal and relative weakness, new low for the day. As soon as you have that as a day trader, you've got all the things you need for a good trade. You can see the S&P 500 struggling to hold a bid in here. It looks like it's going to head lower. Apple is a good short. I like it. Let's go back to that table. This is the custom search table. Let's keep taking a look. All I'm going to do is go into the 5-minute chart right now. We're looking for short-term trades. I will tell you I like Apple for the rest of the day on the short side. I like Apple as a swing trade over the weekend on the short side. And I would probably like it as a short even into Monday if it continues to be relatively weak. AMD, very, very weak also. Let's take a look at that chart. Get these signals off of here. Clean it up a little bit. Yes, you can see big spike up. If it comes down and takes out this 52.50 level, that's where I think you can short the stock. But I wouldn't do it just yet because this gap higher may hold on it. But you can see all of these gains are being stripped away, and the backside on these false breakouts can be very, very nasty. So AMD looks like it could be set up for a little bit of trouble. A lot of these stocks have run so far, so fast, that they could be hitting some stiff resistance. Stocks that have gone up the most, probably going to lead the way on the way down. Little head and shoulders here. One shoulder, head, two shoulders, neckline. So can't say that I'd short it right here, but this is a nice technical support level on a very short-term basis on EA. Garmin. They love the news. Oh, fantastic earnings release. Breaks out to a new high. No. Selling all day. Closes near its low. Follow through selling today. Going to probably break this horizontal support level. This is a good short. Go through a couple more here. Oh yeah, that's already a failed breakout right there. And that was IQ. Morgan Stanley, I'm not going to highlight because they're buying E-Trade. It could be weak just because of that news. Look at this, Softy, not so good. Microsoft. Let's go into that 5-minute chart. You can see the market starting to slip here. I definitely would be short. Look at Microsoft come in here, taking out the low of the day. That is definitely a short. Look at that relative weakness right in there. Not good. I just posted before I started recording the video in the chat room. I said, watch Apple and Microsoft. No good. Both stocks very weak. Going to be hard for the market to rally without those two mega cap tech stocks. Microsoft looks weak. I think it's good into the close as a short. I think it's good overnight as a short. I think Monday during the day it could be a short. Watch for that relative weakness. That may be a play for me. Looking for lotto trades into the close. And that's it. That's all I want to show you. You've got two giants right there. Apple, Microsoft both look horrible. IQ looks terrible. You know, Garmin looks horrible. AMD still has a little bit of work, but very weak today. So let's flip the tables very, very quickly because I want to conclude this. We're going to go with a positive ADX on a 5-minute basis, and we're going to see what that brings up, but we got to go stock above prior day high. These scans are so easy to run. Okay, there we've got some candidates. Now you know the search. I'm going to show you a couple that I like. Came up on that list. These would be good possible longs. I like ABBV. Look at that baby run. Talk about relative strength. Look at that orange line above zero. Let's put that SPY overlay up. Market down, down, down. Stock up, up, up. Yes, we love it. We love it. If the market did find support here, 1, 2, 3 bounces, long tails under body, this would be the one that we want to buy. And here's one that's not going to pop up on many searches, but I love it. Look at that strength. Lilly, Eli Lilly. Grind, 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 grind higher when the market's selling off. See how easy it was for me to find that? That's what Option Stalker does. It does it on a daily basis for day traders, on a 5-minute, 15-minute, half-hour basis, really short time frames. You can zero in on these stocks immediately. It also works just the same way for swing trades. You just use longer time frames like a 2-hour, 4-hour, and a D1 basis. But you use exactly the same idea, and there's so many different variables that you can use. Look at all these different criteria that we can use to nail down our searches. The earnings searches are incredible. Earnings season is behind us, but man, during earnings season, it is fantastic. So I've given you a bunch of really great stocks to look at. So I like ABBV on the long side. I like Lilly on the long side. I think both stocks work. If we get that afternoon bounce, which I do not believe is likely, those will be the two that you want to buy. You'll want to buy those and hold them over the weekend. And I think they'll perform well on Monday also. I did not take a look at that D1 chart on Lilly, and I want to do that very quickly. You can see the stock has been super strong. It got a little bit ahead of itself, but it checked that breakout level, and now we've got a bullish hammer and we've got relative strength today. This stock is probably going to continue to grind higher. So I absolutely love that pattern on a D1 basis. So Pete, what does that mean? I bought Lilly and I lost money on that. Well, was the market rallying into the close on Friday, or was it making a new low? If it's making a new low, folks, you do not want to be buying ABBV and Lilly. You want to be focusing on the shorts that I just showed you: Microsoft, Apple, IQ. Those are three excellent shorts. If you like the new format, what I'm doing is I'm recording this video after the open, about 4 hours. That gives me time to take a look at the market, really assess the situation, get a really good read on how the market's going to close, find some stocks that'll really perform well on the long side and the short side today. So the video will be released probably hour before the close, maybe even a little bit longer, give you plenty of time to get into these positions. They'll also be good to hold over the weekend. So you'll have a little bit of a swing trade going there. And if you happen to watch the video Friday night, I think these are stocks you're going to want to watch Monday morning. By the way, on YouTube, I release my weekly swing trading video on Saturdays. It was already published 3 days ago. I think that you'll want to take a look at that. Very interesting analysis. I had 6 bullish put spreads, 5 bearish call spreads, and you can take a look at exactly the patterns that I'm watching. See how those trades did in this very bearish market, but also know that I have canceled all new bullish put spreads. We are out of the Disney bullish put spread. We're sitting on the sidelines. We're riding our remaining trades over the course of the last 2 weeks, letting them expire. So I'm looking for a bit of a pullback here. There we go, folks. I got to go. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications. You'll never miss one of these videos. I'm going to go get short. I think we're going to break down in here.